Let's be real for a second. When you talk about the Kansas City Chiefs defense, one name immediately comes to mind: Chris Jones. He's not just a key player. He is the identity of the Chiefs' defensive front. And if you're a true fan, you already know that without him, this defense doesn't feel the same. Drafted in the second round back in 2016, Jones has grown into a superstar. We've watched him evolve from a young, promising talent into one of the most feared defensive tackles in the entire NFL. We're talking 5 Pro Bowls, multiple All-Pro honors, and of course, a huge hand in bringing not one, but multiple Lombardi trophies to Kansas City. But it's not just about the accolades. Chris Jones dominates in the trenches like few others can. Whether it's collapsing the pocket or shutting down the run, he constantly demands double teams and still finds ways to make plays. That kind of disruption doesn't just affect one down. It flips entire games, and just when people wondered if he might hit the free agent market this past offseason, the Chiefs front office locked him with a monster 5-year, $158.75 million contract extension. That deal didn't just make headlines, it made a statement. It told the rest of the league, this is the anchor of our defense, and we're not letting him go anywhere. The best part: he's not slowing down. Chris Jones is still in his prime, still hungry, and still the emotional engine of this defense. When he's on the field, his energy is contagious. You can see it in the way his teammates rally around him, and you can feel it in the momentum shifts he creates in big games. Let me throw this out there. Do you think Chris Jones is the best defensive tackle in the NFL right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. And hey, if you're loving this kind of deep dive Chiefs talk, hit that subscribe button and help us reach our goal of 4,000 subscribers. Smash that like so we can keep bringing you more insider breakdowns like this. Chris Jones is the heart of this defense, and we're just getting started. Now that we've talked about Chris Jones holding down the middle, let's look at what the Chiefs have added around him. Because it's not just about having a superstar, it's about building a unit. And this offseason, Kansas City made some moves that could seriously change the dynamics on that defensive line. First up is Jerry Tillery. He's a name some fans might remember from his time with the Chargers and Raiders. The former first-round pick hasn't exactly lived up to the hype that came with being the 28th overall selection in 2019. But here's the thing, he's still just 28 years old and has flashed serious potential as an interior pass rusher. What makes Tillery interesting is that he brings a different kind of skill set. He's not a pure run stopper, but the guy can create pressure up the middle, and in a rotation with Chris Jones and other interior linemen, that kind of depth matters. Sometimes all it takes is the right system to unlock a player's ceiling, and Steve Spagnuolo might just be the coach to do it. Then there's Omar Norman-Lott, the rookie out of Arizona State who came in through the 2025 NFL Draft. Now this guy? He's a workhorse. He might not have had the national spotlight in college, but Norman-Lott is strong, aggressive, and plays with a real chip on his shoulder. At 6'3 inches, 290 pounds, he's got the size and power to fight in the trenches, and he's already catching attention as someone who could contribute sooner than expected. What makes this duo so important is their potential to give the Chiefs more flexibility. Adding Tillery gives Kansas City a veteran presence with something to prove, and Norman-Lott brings that fresh, hungry energy that could really push this group forward. It's about depth, it's about competition, and that's how championship defenses are built. So let me ask you this. Which new addition are you more excited about? Jerry Tillery or Omar Norman-Lott? Drop your answer in the comments. I'm curious where Chiefs Kingdom stands on this one. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's keep pushing toward that 4,000 subscriber goal. And don't forget to like the video if you're enjoying it so far. Now here's where things get real. When you look beyond Chris Jones on the Chiefs' interior defensive line, there's a legit question every fan should be asking. Do we have enough depth to survive a long season and another playoff run? Let's be honest, after Jones, the drop-off in proven talent is noticeable. Sure, Jerry Tillery brings experience, and Omar Norman-Lott has upside, but both are far from guaranteed producers right now. That leaves the Chiefs with a handful of rotational guys, practice squad hopefuls, and rookies who still need time to develop. Think back to the last few postseasons. Those deep playoff runs weren't just about the stars, they were about the guys in the trenches stepping up when it mattered most. The defensive line rotated fresh bodies in and out, keeping offenses off balance and quarterbacks under pressure for quarters. That kind of depth doesn't just appear, it has to be built, week by week. Right now, it feels like the Chiefs might be one injury away from serious trouble on the interior. That's not being negative, that's just being real. Chris Jones has been durable, but if he misses time, who's the guy that takes over that leadership role and playmaking load? Can Tillery hold up against the run? Can Norman-Lott contribute consistently as a rookie? It's possible that the front office isn't done making moves. Don't be surprised if Kansas City brings in a veteran run stopper before week 1 or even makes a late camp trade to shore up the group. That's what smart teams do. They stay aggressive even after the draft and free agency. Here's what I want to know from you. Do you think the Chiefs have enough depth on the defensive line to dominate late in the season? Yes or no? Vote in the comments and tell me why you feel that way. This is your chance to be the GM for a minute. And hey, we're rolling with this deep dive breakdown and I'm glad you're here for it. Help us hit our next milestone of 4,000 subscribers by smashing that subscribe button, turning on the bell, and dropping a like if you haven't already. Every bit of support helps us keep bringing this kind of content to Chiefs Kingdom. Let's take a closer look at the new kid on the block, Omar Norman-Lott. Now, this isn't your typical rookie story. Norman-Lott may not have been a first-round name, but don't sleep on what he brings to the table. This guy is already making noise, and it wouldn't be a surprise if he earns real snaps this season. Coming out of Arizona State, Norman-Lott built a reputation as a tough, aggressive interior lineman. He's not flashy, but he's effective, and that's exactly the kind of profile that fits in Steve Spagnuolo's defense. He's 6'3", just under 290 pounds, and plays with the kind of leverage and motor you want from someone battling in the trenches. He doesn't take plays off. That's something coaches notice immediately. What really stands out about him is his ability to hold the point of attack. He's stout against the run and shows flashes of interior push on passing downs. He's not Chris Jones, let's be clear about that, but he could develop into a reliable rotational piece who helps keep the line fresh and active throughout the game. The Chiefs didn't draft him just for depth. There's a real belief that Norman-Lott can contribute early, especially if he continues to show growth in camp. And with question marks surrounding the depth chart, he has a legit shot to carve out a role faster than people expect. More than that, he brings attitude. Watch his college tape and you'll see a guy who plays like he's got something to prove. That kind of chip on the shoulder, it can be contagious in a locker room, and it's exactly what the Chiefs need from their younger players. So here's the question. What do you expect from Omar Norman-Lott this season? Will he make an impact right away, or will he need a year to develop? Drop your take in the comments. I'm looking for the bold predictions from Chiefs fans who are watching closely. And as always, don't forget to support the channel. Smash that subscribe button and give this video a like so we can hit our goal of 4,000 subscribers. We've got more film breakdowns, player analysis, and updates coming your way, and you won't want to miss them. Alright, let's step back and look at the big picture. With Chris Jones leading the way, and the additions of Jerry Tillery and Omar Norman-Lott, the Chiefs' defensive line is shaping into something interesting, but the story is far from finished. At the top, you've got one of the best interior defenders in all of football anchoring the group. Jones is still elite, still hungry, and still the tone setter for this defense. As long as he's healthy and wrecking offensive lines, the Chiefs will always have a chance to disrupt game plans at the line of scrimmage. But let's not sugarcoat it. This group still has something to prove. Jerry Tillery has to show he can finally live up to the promise that made him a first-round pick. Omar Norman-Lott needs to keep stacking good practices and prove he's not just a project, but a guy who can help now, and the rest of that. Interior rotation, there's a lot of uncertainty that could be solved with a late addition or two. That said, this is a defense that knows how to evolve. Under Steve Spagnuolo, we've seen players develop, systems adjust, and role players step up in key moments. That's the beauty of this coaching staff. They don't just lean on stars, they build a unit. Looking ahead to the 2025 season, the Chiefs will need every piece of this puzzle to hold up. In a conference stacked with elite quarterbacks, interior pressure becomes even more valuable. You want to beat teams like the Bengals, Bills, or Ravens in January. It starts with dominating in the trenches. So here's the final question I've got for you today. What's your confidence level in the Chiefs' defensive line heading into the season? High, medium, or low? Let's see what Chiefs Kingdom really thinks. Drop it in the comments, and let's talk. And one last thing, if you've been enjoying this full breakdown, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers, and every click helps us grow the community. Smash that like button if you found this breakdown valuable, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. This defensive line may still have some questions to answer, but with Chris Jones at the center, the Chiefs have the foundation to chase another Super Bowl.